There we go. Hey there, everybody. I'm Rusty. Watching Rusty's Sudoku stream. At least I hope you are. If this is my No Man's Sky stream, I'm messed up. But I'm not going to go fix that this time. I'm going to load up this puzzle here, though. We've got some clues provided by the Sudoku store on BlueSky. Their text, or their book that I'm working from is available on Amazon and Etsy. And you need to log into their profile or into BlueSky and look for at SudokuStore. He's got links to his stores, plural. I know you can get the puzzles in text form or a paper copy from Amazon. I think you can get a paperback or electronic copy there as well, but I know you can get an electronic copy from their Etsy store because that's where I got my copies, and I'm more than happy to suggest that that's a reasonable place to go, and you can pull up the entire book of puzzles, and if you've got a Sudoku game that allows you to create your own puzzles, you can copy across the puzzle and work that way, or you can print individual pages you can take along for like the ride to work or other options. Take on trips, make several copies, and have your kids in the back seat challenge each other and who can solve the puzzles faster, or have them work together and figure out what the correct solutions are. I would not recommend printing the entire book. It's a rather large number of pages. The page I'm actually looking at here is 61, and this is just for the puzzles. We're at 363. There are 1,000 plus puzzles in the book, and then there are the answers for all the puzzles. So you can work out roughly what that means. I would say that a solutions page has about 4 times as many puzzles on it as the puzzles page does. So adjust. In any case, that's been long enough here for the screen to be up, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can solve this. Let's see, first of all, if the game thinks it's valid. It does, so here we go. All right, we've got 4 possible ones here, 2 here. Here we've got 2. Well, we've got a solution there, so that solves that one. Down here I've got a solution, which tells me these are going to be my possibles up here. On to 2s, well, I can see that one of these 2 is going to be a 2. Looks like one of these 2 will be a 2, and I've got 4 possibilities here, 3 possibilities here. Up here we've got at least, we've got 6 possibilities, and I've got 3 possibilities here and here. So, on to 3s. Okay. The combination of this 3 and this 3 says that this is going to be our 3 here. That gives us 2 possibilities for a 3 here. Okay, let's see. Do we get something similar over here? Nope, I've got 3 possibilities for a 3 here. Here we've got 5. Here we've got 5 as well. We've got 3 possibilities here, and like I say, 4 here, and 3 or 2 here. All right, 4s. We got a 4 here and a 4 here. That combination says that down here, this one's going to be a 4. One of these 3 is going to be a 4, but I got a 4 at the top of this column, so it's going to be one of these 2. Up here, one of these 2 as well. That means I've got 2 possibilities here and 2 possibilities here. Now all of the possible locations for 4s are marked. How about 5s? Well, over here, this one is affected by this. This one is, and these 3 are affected by this. It means I've got 2 possibilities here and here. Here we've got 5 possibilities. Not going to mark those yet. Over here, because these are filled and that one is over here, it means that one of these 2 is going to be a 5. And down here, this selection says that one of these 2 is going to be a 5 when worked with this 5 up here. All right, in here we've got 6 possibilities now, 4 possibilities here, and 5 possibilities here. So we'll go on to 6s. Ooh, I got something interesting here. So this 6 says it has to be one of these. I know because these 2 are the only places where a 6 can go here, that it can't be here. So this is a 6. It turns that into a 5. This becomes a 2. And this becomes a 7 because that's all that's left. Going up from there, I've got 3 places for a 6 here. 1 for a 6 up here, though. So this is going to be a 6. And that changes this to be 1 place for a 6 here. I've got 2 places for 6s here and 2 places for 6s here. Looks like we're on to 7s. One of these 3 is going to be a 7. It's going to be one of these 3 with a 6 in it. So we'll mark these 2, or one of these 2 with the 6s. We'll mark those 2 as 7, or possible 7s. That marker makes this one not a possible 3, so that becomes a 3. That should affect some things over here, but we don't have enough information. I've got 3 possible 3s there and more than that here. So that didn't help us as much as it would have been nice for it to, but hey, we're looking at 7s again. So we got a 7 here, says one of these 4s, 5 is going to be a 7. I've got 4 possibilities here, 2 possibilities here though. I don't have enough information to have blocked out either of any of these 1s or in these 2 squares. However, the square, neither of these can be a 1 or a 7. Okay, down here we've got 2 possibilities for a 7 though. And they happen to match up with the 4s. That's nice. All right, so we got a 8 here, an 8 here, an 8 here, and here. So this one's going to be an 8. Let's see over here. This one and this one are 8, so I've got a possible 8 here and a possible 8 here. Up here, we've got possible 8s, or 8 here, not 5. This one can't be an 8 because of this down here. That means one of these 2 is going to be an 8. On to 9s, I've got a 9 here. This one's going to be a 9. Means one of these 2 will be a 9. Don't know which yet. We'll come back to that. I know which one it is because this one's going to be a 9. Means this can't be, this one is, and one of these 2 is going to be a 9. Why this one is a 9 is because I've got a 9 here. None of these can be a 9, so it has to be here. One of these 2 is going to be a 9, and that means I've got 2 possibilities over here as well. That means one of these 2 is going to be a 9. And that takes care of the 9s. Let's see. Now we've got a few things filled in. The 8, 3, the 6, the 1, 9, a couple of 9s. We got a 9-6 pair here. So this one cannot be either 9 or 6, 7 or 4. So this is going to be a 2. Up here we've got a one of these 2 is going to be a 3. And one is going to be a 5. And that's narrowed down because of everything else here. All right. let's see, we get a 7, 4, 7. The only number that's, well, we've got two numbers that are missing. So far I need a 2. Well, neither of these can be a 2, so one of these is going to be a 2. And it looks like I need a 3. And I've got 3 possibilities for a 3. So let's check some other things. Okay. Over here, we've got a couple of 1s in place. 3 possible places for a 2. However, that does point out something to me. I know 4 possible places for a 2. I was going to say that pointed out that since I've got 2 2s here and was looking at these 3 as the only places for 2 here, that would mean that one of these 2 had to be a 2, giving this one the 2 up here. But that's not the case, because this is possibly a 2. So that means that I've got 3 possible places for 2 here. How about 3s? I've got, the only guidance on 3s I've got is that it can't be this one here, so that means I've got 4 possibilities for 3 here. Got a 4. 5s, I've got something similar, just can't be that one, so 4 possibilities for 5. Get a 6 and 4 other possibilities for 7. However, I actually do see a solution for a 7. Now look at this. We've got a 7 here, says this one can't be a 7. Over here, this says this one can't be a 7. I got 2 earmarked here, which means a 7 is going to be one of these 2, and this one blocks it here, so this is a 7. That means one of these 2 is a 7. This one is blocked by, nope, I'm sorry. This is a 7, and this is a 4. This is no longer a 4 or a 7. It never was a 7. So that's a 4, and that says now one of, okay, we got 2 possible, okay, 4s are mostly taken care of. We're still waiting on working out these 2 and these 2. 8 and 9 are filled in up here, so let's move on to the next square. We got pair possibilities for 1, pair of, how about 2s? I've got 3 possibilities for 2. I got a 3, 4, 2 possibilities for 5, and they're marked. We got a 6 given, and 4 possibilities for 7, and 8 has been learned already, and 2 possibilities for 9, which are marked. All right, how about here? We'll come back to that one. We got a 1 here. One of these 2 is going to be a 2. There's a 3 and a 4 given. We've got 5 possibilities for 5. We've got 2 possibilities for 6, and they're marked. I see something interesting here. The 6, 7 here goes with the 6, 7 here. The 8 doesn't belong because these are the only 2 places where I can put a 6 and a 7. So that's going to be, the 8 is going to be up here. One of these 2 will be 6, the other will be 7. That means that can't be an 8. That's going to be an 8. That turns this into a 9. This becomes a 4, and this is a 5 now. That makes this into a 9. Not a 9 here, and that makes one of these 2 are 5. And up here we get, oh, we're disambiguating a 4 here. So this is a 4, this is a 7. Which means one of these 2 is now going to be our 7s. Here we've got 1, 2, this is going to be a 3. And that forces this one to be a 5. So what we've got left down, oh, we can clean this one up, 3, 5. We've got left a 2 is going to go here because of this one here, and a 3, which means that up here, this one's going to be a 3. This one will be a 3. This will be a 2. I've got a pair of 1 possibilities here, a pair of 5, nope, a 5 here, which means that's not a 5. That is, this is a 1, this is a, or 7, this is a 1, this is a 9. This is no longer a 1, this is a 1. And that turns this into a 2. This becomes a 2 as well, changing this to 5 to, we got a 7 already blocked up here, so that's a 6, that's a 7, 6, and we solve with a 9 in the square. And that took us 12 minutes and 30 seconds to solve. I hope you had a good time with that. If you have questions about what the solution was, and you're watching this as a video, you should be able to scroll back just a little bit and see where I ended up with the 9 in the bottom left, or bottom right, center left square or cell. And I hope you have a good day, a good